Unfortunately, Rev, it won't. And I'll tell you why. The one place where it is acceptable in the United States of America to debate even the merits of slavery is in the Republican Party. Republican primary voters don't care about racism. They don't care about the whitewashing of history. These are the same Republican primary voters who rewarded extreme candidates who invented the controversial issue of critical race theory. These are the same Republican voters who are okay with banning books that mention things like race and slavery. So there's not going to be a political price that's going to be paid by any Republican, whether it's Donald Trump or Nikki Haley, when it comes to Republican primary voters. This is also Iowa. This is the same state that gave us the winners of Michelle Bachmann and Rick Santorum in past Republican presidential primaries. They're not exactly known for being the political aptitude windmills that we should be looking at for how things are going to ultimately be decided.
No, the Iowa caucus is make or break moments for Ron DeSantis. He just made a stop in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This comes as his advisors say he will need at least a second-place finish in the state because a poor showing there would likely doom his bid. Now, DeSantis was once believed to be the candidate to take down Donald Trump. Is it possible his campaign could be in his final days if he fails to meet expectations in Iowa?
Well, one thing is going to be certain. If he fails to meet expectations with the governor's endorsement in Iowa, it's going to hurt him on the fundraising level. Because if you're looking at giving a check to a candidate who has been endorsed and he's doing all he can do and he's slipping in the polls, if he doesn't win Iowa, if he doesn't go number one, he's probably not going to win New Hampshire because the polls are not showing that he could win New Hampshire. So if he doesn't at least stick in Iowa, he's going to have other problems, which is, it's going to be the money trouble. He's going to have a problem attracting donors. So to your point, I think that the things are not looking good for him in the race because if you can't hold that one state, the writing is on the wall for finances, and everybody knows you need a lot of money to keep a campaign going, and it's going to be very hard to get his message out in other states if he doesn't have the funding.
Kurt, now let's talk Vivek Ramaswamy, who became the first presidential candidate to complete a full Grassley tour in all 99 Iowa counties twice in less than a year. Today, he was in Washington County. Meanwhile, at a campaign event this week, he touted an endorsement by a disgraced former Congressman, Steve King, who lost his election after defending white nationalism. The Washington Post reports Ramaswamy is increasingly embracing fringe theories and far-right claims in Iowa. This as he also pushing for English-only ballots, which violates the Voting Rights Act in many cases. What do you make of Vivek's strategy to play to the alt-right, all in for Trump's base?
It's very clear to me that his strategy, it isn't to actually win primaries because he's not going to be able to do that. It's just to basically be the equivalent of the shock jock on the Republican primary circuit. He sees these elections as opportunities to just get his name out there, to create controversy, to stir the pot, to try to animate and incite what he calls to progressive liberals. This is just nothing more than a brand-building exercise. He doesn't expect to win anything this time down, but he sure as heck is going to use the stage that he has been afforded to try to do his absolute best to campaign to be Donald Trump's vice president, to be in Donald Trump's administration if he were to win. These stops, they're auditions for him. That's what's really going on here.